Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for a weekly angel reading for August the 8th through the 14th, 2016. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and to really just clear our minds of any concerns or worries. And you can really, the angels are assuring me right now that you can really put your mind at ease. They're already just beginning to indicate opportunities, but they're also showing me that there are opportunities and that that may cause you to feel a little vulnerable. They're kind of showing me that you're like at an infant stage, or when you're just learning to crawl, so to speak. And what they want you to really focus on, rather than the feelings or your concerns that may come up around feeling safe or feeling secure, especially if it relates to any kind of a transition or move. They were like showing me a baby crawling. That may have to do with finances. They're sort of showing me sort of like a dollar sign, and then the letter S about safety and security. So instead of focusing on how the change is uncomfortable for you, what they would like for you to notice is the abundance of new opportunities, meaning they're giving you a sense of the word like it's an adventure or an exploration, when the infant is just learning how to move beyond where it's placed. And so you've been feeling like you've been placed or stationed in a position in your life for a very long time. And now you're starting to begin to get a sense of freedom and what that really means, and how you're creating that freedom as you now discover how to move from that position you felt held within. And so this is really amazing, as they're showing me that this is all coming through that expansion of your inner awareness, of your higher self's consciousness. Your I am presence is becoming so much more secure and stronger, and it's showing you new ways how to move, and in a way that's free. And it's all coming through, as they're showing me the third eye, the clarity, the of your truth, and the new renewed trust that you feel through this divine insight that you're starting to receive. And they wrote the word bathe. It's almost like a cleansing for you. It's just sort of washing away so many things, and the that just you know that really just was just muddying up the waters for you, and not helping you to see. It's like when the water's muddy, you can't move, right? So because you can't see where you're going. And this is what's clearing away. And the angels are coming through and really saying that this is what they're helping in terms of support. They're clearing up the waters. They're clearing it up so you can see. And it's going to feel like they're giving me a sense like fresh water. Like in the fresh water where it's so clear, you can swim and you can open your eyes and see everything right down to the bottom and right up from the bottom to the surface. And this image of water that they're showing me, and the clarity, and it's so fresh. And they're showing me that such a huge picture here, that you're just so much you're going to be able to see, and it's going to cause so many things to start moving rather quickly. They're writing the word fast, but they want you to flow with the currents of this stream, and they want you to know it's safe, although it's going to be moving fast. um, they're saying that this lack, the drought of lack that you've been experiencing is coming to an end or concluding. They are giving me, they're saying also that this within the earth, this is the lack that we've been seeing in the earth. So they're giving me a sense that the time of abundance is also going to just follow through as well. I'm not quite sure what they mean about the earth in particular, but we'll just have to pay attention to what that is. And I really would like for you to just be, as they're showing me angel wings right now, be very curious. Even though and the angels are opening up their wings, they really want you to be curious. They just like that baby now that's just learning to crawl and explore. Everything is new because when he was stationary, he couldn't move. But now he gets to interact from his own or her own perspective, from her own will and her own desire and her own ability to now taste, touch, and see, to really. So, with your senses, come with this fresh perspective. Be curious about every moment. You know, see how interesting it is. It all is. Be aware of the love, as they write in that word, that is creating so much for you. Be curious about the love that is coming towards you from the universe and endowing you with new opportunities. Even though things may appear to be the same, I guarantee you the outcome planned within it and the experience is going to be different. So that's why it's going to really require you. And the candle on my table just popped. Okay, so it's really going to require you to not lose faith that, and I want you, because I dealt with this to myself recently, I want you to pay attention to your heart, because I noticed that although some things came up that were familiar from the past paradigm and some of my fears came up, but I noticed for the first time that fear was not lodged in the center of my heart. It was not the focus of what I was experiencing. It was sort of orbiting outside the heart. And that I felt this profound truth and trust and faith and just knowing that everything was going to be different and somehow beautiful. And I just knew it was going to be different. I was getting confirmation that it was going to be different and guidance from the angels, and it actually turned out to be so. So just know that it's not going to be the same, and that the purpose for it coming up is because they want to show you the difference now of being in a higher, accessing higher states of consciousness, higher dimensions. And I may have mentioned that as they were talking about that these are at in each dimension is a state of consciousness, and each one is a higher. And so there's infinite topics that in the it's like a libraries of thoughts and topics exist on all planes, but they're just evolved. They've been evolved, and they're also being constantly updated within each. And so as you tap in now into this, because the reason that I didn't feel that my fear, my ego was in the center of my heart is because the higher consciousness, your source, your inner being is now the center of your heart's purpose and focus. That distraction of the ego can orbit, but it's not front and center. And that's one of the biggest pieces, which is going to change how you communicate and how you feel you're communicating with your higher self and the universe and the new clarity that you're experiencing. The last 3 days of the previous week, we experienced a lot of the physical symptoms like fatigue. ringing in the head. It was like a headache, but it was like this high frequency was the brain was just resonating with it. Um, Downloads, high pitched noises in the ear, and even like chromatic melodies. Feeling very tired, your body feeling very weighted, and and a lot of air compression. May have experienced things with your digestive system, because the digestive system represents, digesting, that you were assimilating all of the energy, all of these things, the electronics, any wireless things were acting funny or making even sound strange. Excuse me. It's almost like spaceship sounds I heard on a call when I picked up to answer. So all these things is because they're putting in a new structure of communication. And what I'm finding, I'm sure what you're going to find, is that your intuition, ooh, look at the, is clearer, all of a sudden, or amplified, or like it's a higher definition. So there's a lot that's going on. Be patient. Know that it's all happening for your best and highest good. So let me just see. And what they're showing me right now is Jesus is coming through, and that the universe is hugging you and holding you and nurturing you through this process. You're not alone. They haven't left you, but they are helping you. It's almost like they're giving me a sense of, I don't know if this is the right word, but it's like a psychic surgery, or you're going to an energy spa, and they're helping you with this energy shift in this process. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. But what they really are trying to tell me right now is this is going to create huge opportunities for you. And can you believe this? We have this card again. So Archangel Jeremiel, and the card is overcoming difficulties. And so the card says, the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. And let's take a look. Let me just tune in for just a moment. So let me just tune in. And he's just really confirming. And we've had Archangel Jeremiel for the last 3 weeks. And he's putting his hands over his ear right now. And so what he wants me to go back and just remind you that those sounds in the ear are the download. So if you're hearing these high frequency, it's a very high pitch in your ear, that this is the download. It's like getting the new software that's upgrading your entire, as you call it, the UI of your operating system of your soul, and this information is going directly to your cells. So it's happening on a cellular level. He's giving me a sense about the light body. Okay, it's been amplified, so that you can actually sustain the higher frequencies of consciousness. So this is part of what's going on as well. He's showing me angel wings expanding. So you're becoming more of your angelic self. I'm trying to interpret the information he's showing me, but it's like we're coming into that higher state of consciousness where we're becoming more pure in our understanding, our awareness. Okay, linking more up with that source consciousness, linking less of that ego drive. So we're not going to be so as easily ego driven as before. And he's writing the word bold, and he's saying that you're going to really start to be taking some bold steps, even that they're going to be bold changes that you're going to start experiencing as well. And he's writing gold, which for me means healing. And he's saying that you can, okay, your body, some of you have something about he's writing this, has been diagnosed recently. He's writing faith. He says, have faith, okay? He's giving me a sense that there's going to start to be some instant or spontaneous healing or reversals of some diagnosis. So he said, don't give up, don't lose faith. Okay, this all this shift in this what we've been talking about in the cellular, all of this is going to create a new paradigm shift for the body, the physical body, and what it creates. Okay, so that it won't be so readily to create disease and illness, and these, because it won't have as clear access to the frequencies of fear to feed the um, reversal of the divine plan for you to be whole and well. Okay, so this is really interesting here, and he's writing the word light, so and love. So he wants you to really focus on love. He wants you to focus on your light. That means your heart, every time you are where you're supposed to be, and when you're in alignment, it's almost like a light is emitted from you, and it gives you a sense or a connection. I'm feeling this opening in my heart, like this warmth as it opens up, and it's like directing you. And it's showing me the index finger. It's pointing out the way for you. And they want you to trust that, and they want you to move towards it. And you'll discover what that's all about. He's talking about yoga as one way to kind of really help you right now, to just help your body to really be more, to accept and embrace the activations that are occurring for you. So, wow, and your life purpose. He says this is where your light is, and and just to follow it. And you're gonna see a whole lot of support now really start to flow with you and move behind you. And he really wants you to keep your attention to this image. This is what's occurring for us. That we're reaching for that mountain peak, we're reaching for that high point, that ascended aspect of ourselves, that perfection. And we're going to not only reach it, but we're going to go over it. And you can see that new dynamic in the sky that's happening beyond it. So, huge change. Things are not going to be, or should not be, the same, even though they may look. There is going to be a different outcome or experience that you're going to gain from it. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the first part of the week. Okay, now we have the Five of Spring, and I had a feeling, we had the Five of Earth, and I had a feeling that a five card was going to show up at the beginning of the week. And it's really speaking to two things. One, about what's going on, the challenges that are going to be still continuing into at least the first part of this week. I just today got my relief from mine. So, in some of you, it may take a little bit longer, but that's one aspect of it that you need to pay attention. You're going to still be, some of you, most of you maybe, still going through that. Also, this is also speaking about the what he was talking about before. Don't compete with yourself, okay? Don't compete against yourself. Don't give in just because things seem like they're going to turn out the way they always did. It's not going to. It's just that you have to see, what they want to show you is the evolution of what you've been dealing with and how that's going to manifest, and how they're showing me a pyramid, and the head in the pyramid of a human figure. And so it's giving me a sense at how you are going to deal, like the people and everyone around you, how you're going to deal differently with fear, or deal differently with contrast, and change and challenges, that you're going to see them as a creative tool, a way for you to define and refine and achieve the rewards, because the rewards are always is a part It's like the rewards, the success, the opportunities, all of that stuff is woven into the fabric of the universe's creation. This was the original plan. And the duality factor is what distorted it. But that duality factor is an illusion. It is like a layer over top of what is, but it couldn't ever erase what is. So you don't have to worry about illusions being real. And in the old paradigm, they just felt extremely real. But just like that thing I was describing to you, it was like it was outside of myself for the first time, and it wasn't feeling as real. I had to acknowledge that myself, even though I was giving in to all my painful thoughts about it. I was like, but I don't think I believe myself this time. And that's the kind of thing. Be curious, start noticing, saying to yourself, wow, isn't that interesting? Because in order to be able to break that cycle and the way that you deal with it, you're going to have to be less of your judge and jury, and you're going to have to be more like the little child. That's why that scripture says you must be like a little child in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, because the child is curious. The child doesn't make up its mind. They don't, even when something happens, they haven't decided like that this is bad and you're bad. They forgive you so easily, they move on. And that's what I think we're going to learn, to just move on. If something doesn't work out in a career plan, you're just going to learn to move on and look for the next opportunity. You're going to look for the next way around. So whatever that was. All right, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. The spring suit is usually the fire or wands. So it's already given us a big sense of either some spiritual things that we're dealing with or things in our life purpose and career, which they are really indicating life purpose and about you getting on your life purpose, but not focusing on the lack, okay? This is the part that you got to, really, that's going to be shifting for you. The Eight of Spring is really indicating to me a lot of messages coming through. And not only a lot of messages, but they're showing me you being very busy, that you're going to be in a very powerful place, and you're like I don't know where these words come, like the flagship, so that everybody's looking at you and everybody's taking their cues from you, and they're drawn to you. And you may find yourself a little busy this week. Really, people, they wrote brown, and the phrase I heard in my head was brown nosing. I feel like maybe people are going to be really kind of, just maybe trying to get on your good side. And so they may be just really something is blossoming, they're saying, for you. And it's going to be a shift that you'll notice. So just don't get overwhelmed, okay, by any shifts or changes. They're showing me that you're just gonna have this sense of being in your vortex. They're showing me like a magic wand, and it's almost like things are just gonna just start to happen very magically for you in the middle of the week. No big deal, nothing to get alarmed about. You'll know what to do in the moment. Don't try to prepare for anything. Just be the light, okay? And don't, if something, you have to do something, it's like you need to make a fast decision, just listen to your heart. Don't make it grave, they're saying. Don't go into the, oh my God, what about this, what about this? It's going to be fine. All right. I know I didn't read the messages on the card, but this is just what's, coming to me. I'll let you get a look at the card, because I know some of you like to look at the cards. And just focus on the light, right? Just focus on the light. Like, she's just doing her thing. As information is coming in or situations are coming up, just keep focusing on things that represent your truth, and you'll get it done. And you don't have any worries there. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. Okay, so life experience card here. And this is saying that, by the end of the week, there's going to be a huge opening for you, either a huge shift or something's going to just crack open, and it's just going to, something's going to shift out for you. And the card says, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. So don't try to hold on to anything. Let change happen. This is going to be a really good thing, as you can see those butterflies and you see the mist. So yeah, it's it's saying it's going to be, you're going to feel a little out of place, or you're not maybe going to be quite clear what is happening in the moment as it's happening, because it's going to be a little bit shocking. But it is change that you've been praying for, and the light at the end of the tunnel that you need to help you to really embrace what's occurring for you. Let me just tune in to this card and see what additional information is coming up. They're giving me a sense that this is something that you've been praying for. So you don't need to be alarmed or feel like insecure or out of place. Okay? This is about you. This is about them really listening. And this is about an abundant opportunity. They're showing me the mushroom, which represents the fairies and abundance. So this is something that's going to help that, okay? They're writing sparkle. So that means that something is going to shine, that something is going to pop off for you. They wrote the word growth, so this is going to bring a lot of growth to you, for you. This is going to be, they wrote the word father, but I feel like this is more about the, action aspect. This is going to be, the weekend is going to be about action, okay? Getting things done, creating things, and it's going to be personal. Cages, they're writing this stuff out for me, are going to break for you. God is coming through, and he shows his name. That means whatever it's going to be handled. Whatever, you can always be clear when God shows up. It means it's done. You don't have anything to worry about. So really let it go. I can attest to that for myself. Some things I was worried about, and when he appeared, and it turned out to work out better than what I could have expected. So just let him do his thing, be faithful, is what he's saying, and step back and do in the moment what you feel inspired. Again, they did indicate bold. So you got to be bold. They're giving me a sense about cash. They're writing this out. And as I'm saying this, and I'm feeling like this would be a great time to take a bold cash investment in something, whether it's you're investing in a new home, or even the stock market or your stocks. I mean, this is I'm getting this sense about this is like, this is a time to be bold. And it doesn't just mean cash, but they did specifically write that. But they're showing me a hammer, so it could be some other things that you've been hammering out and working on. This is the time to make that bold move, because the energy is going to just open up and allow you to move through and to do this. They're writing out food, and I'm just feeling like in a moment, like some of you may want to, you know, have a charity, or you want to help other people. You want to work in projects that feeding people who are hungry, or you want to put an end to working towards that. This is the time for you to make that jump, for that kind of career. They're saying don't worry, because they keep writing out cash, and they're like, don't worry about the money, like for you to be taken care of to do this, or getting the money to fund this. The people are going to rally behind you. So going back to the middle of the week, seeing that, people are going to see you as the flagship. So they're going to follow you. They're going to be inspired by your power. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. I'm sorry, the card from the bottom of the deck. And it's the star card. So what that's really saying is hope, right? It's like dreams coming true. It's a sign from the heavens, really. Um, so as you can see, when she opens up this locket, this fairy, all this brilliant light comes out. And so whatever you're thinking about right now, that's you got a it's a bright future ahead of you. This is going to be so incredibly powerful, not only for you in experiencing just how powerful you are, but for others who are going to experience your power and be driven and motivated by what you do and your services. And just so go for this, please. When this energy opens up in this week, go for it. It says, look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains. This works so perfectly with this card. Happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. And here's that message again that we've been getting so clearly from Archangel Jeremiel for the entire week, the last 3 weeks. And so, huge things opening up. Let me just tune in and see if there's any additional messages. And what they're just showing me is that they show me somebody standing at the window of opportunities, what windows represent to me in my visions. And they're saying that you're going to be waiting for that opportunity, and it's okay for you to do that. That you are not foolish for believing that this thing is going to occur for you. They're saying that the angels are saying they are supporting you. God is coming through it, and He's handled it. They're supporting these changes, and God is making these changes happen. He's an angel is wiping a tear from their eyes, and they're telling me that they know how much you have poured yourself into this, all the tears that has, all the pain, and they are wiping them. They're like, oh boy, they've written, this is going to be a big time for you. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. And I thank you for joining me here each week and making this all possible, because the messages come from our collective higher consciousness. So the reading, I call in all of you, and it's done together collectively, and you just don't know how powerful you are yet. So if you're looking for an angel reading and you're looking to connect in with your guidance from your higher self in that reading, and to hear what you've already been told, and it shouldn't be anything new, then feel free to go to my webpage, theangelschool.com, which you can find the description link below, and sign up for the reading that suits you. Join us on Facebook for the daily card messages Monday through Friday. All of this you can find in the description link below. God bless you, and I am so excited for you. Until next week, bye-bye.